the show open. Perfect. This makes more
Okay.
sense now.
And you have the October template open.
I do. I do.
So opening the October template.
Great.
Again, this is the area that the stage manager will be working from because this is the cue list they will be working from. You go
Yes.
down to functions at the bottom.
Yep.
This is where chaser is. Chaser is what they call the cue list. So
Oh, that is not what a chaser is in my lighting mind, but that's
I know
cool.
sequence is what you're thinking. So
Yeah.
I right click on template and I clone it. Then I
Okay.
go to the right hand side and I name my chaser. I new show. I can't remember your barefoot
Barefoot in the park.
new show.
Yeah.
Um, then I figure out, okay, is my show going to have blackouts or blue outs? We tend to use blue outs because it gets
Yes.
very dark in a
Dark
blackout.
in there. Yep. Yep.
I then go in and I highlight, click shift, click at the bottom, and I delete everything else out.
Okay.
I highlight and then I minus them. So I've got a audience starting light, I've got a curtain speech, and then we're going to say we're not using blackouts, we're using blue outs.
But you do have, it looks like you have these saved somewhere. Yeah, you've got scenes saved.
Correct.
So like if I did want to go in and add a blackout, it's that simple to hit plus and add it.
Correct.
Great.
But I'll show
Great.
you how I tend to do it. Um,
Okay.
because otherwise you end up with things like MFL, which is My Fair Lady curtain speech. And we want them to be renamed for your show in
Great.
case you have the curtain speech and your
Good.
person decides they're going to stand in a different spot.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I leave these three. Then here I go to the bottom and I change my fade ins and outs and steps to common.
Okay.
That
Common meaning what in this language?
all of the fade ins will be the same speed, all of the fade outs will be the same speed, and all of the durations.
Great. Does it
I tend to
default
go,
to three?
yes, because that's what I set them to begin with.
Yeah.
Duration has to be infinity for a go button. Otherwise,
Otherwise it'll keep going.
correct. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it skips it.
Yeah.
And I set them to common while I'm creating the show so that they all have that duration. Otherwise, they all set a duration to zero and I can't
Can't see
track
anything.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It just jumps it, jumps it, jumps it.
And three is fairly common.
Yeah. And three is common. So that's why I do that. Later on, I tend to go back and do per step. And then I will highlight a bunch of them and I change my fade ins and fade outs
Okay. Okay.
because, anyway.
Okay.
Um, so we now have a new chaser. So we can
Great.
go to our virtual console at the bottom
Okay.
and we can double click on the cue list. We can click on this little green check mark and we can select our new
Back in the park.
chaser.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
Perfect.
And okay. And here's where I usually have a script in front of me with the cues that I want to set. And
Okay.
I do this before I get to the space
Uh-huh.
so that I've got them all numbered and named.
I said this is very last minute.
Let us run through as if you had a list of 10 cues.
Great. Great.
So when you're in the virtual world, you have to click in the upper right hand side on the little arrow, and that makes your cue list live.
Okay.
So now my cue list is live as if I were going to
In the
run the
chat.
show.
Great.
To start the cue list, I hit the enter key. You can hit the enter key, and
Okay.
I can
And
show
so
you.
audience blue is now live.
Yeah, and you can come into this little thing with the jaggy thing, and you can see that lights are up.
Sorry. Where your face is was blocking that. What thing
It
do I
up at
press?
the top. It looks like a little blood pressure beepy thing. I don't know what those are called.
Up at the
Little
top.
green.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a vital sign.
That's it. That's the
Got
word.
it.
Um,
Okay.
and you can see there are numbers, so you know that lights are on. You can click on 2D view, and if there is no white, it will show you colors. It will not show you any white that is lit, so it's not terribly useful,
Okay.
but at least you know you've got lights up. of some sort.
But in the D, okay, yeah, and I do see, some like the movers
The
show like
blues,
193,
the
150.
blues, you can see little blues on, right?
Yeah, in the 2D view. Sorry, I went back to DMX.
Yeah. And DMX, you can see the little colors have numbers underneath them.
Yes.
So we know we have an audience light up.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm starting a new show. So I will click on this weird, I don't know what it means, red, blue, yellow with an arrow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will call this L1. Usually I give it the initials of the new show, and I
Okay.
will call it audience. And if it all looks right, I will add it to the new show, which your new
Okay.
show is called Barefoot.
Barefoot in the Park.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then I will say, okay. And this is dumping the light to a new, this is creating a new scene with
Okay.
this name with
Okay.
these lights already set. And
But
I
it is just audience blue from the first thing, yeah?
which audience blue is basically our audience lights with a little bit of a blue wash on the stage.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's
So
why
it's
it's called audience blue.
we made a new scene, but it's renaming what was already there called Audience Blue, right?
Correct.
Great.
That is how that works. So I now have a light one for my show, and it's the audience lights.
Great.
The next light we tend to go to is curtain speech. To go to
Yep.
your next cue, you hit your space bar,
Okay.
and you can see all the little lights changed in my DMX view.
Mine did not. Maybe that's because,
And now I just have four little blue lights up. That's
but I
it's
will.
a little different. Upper right, click on the little green thingy,
Yep, I did that, and then I hit this.
and
Okay, so
now
now it's
you're in
doing it. Maybe I just
audience.
needed to get out and go back into it.
And now if you hit your space bar,
Yep. So I see it here.
don't make that blue. If you make that blue, it won't work.
Oh, okay.
If you make it blue, then it doesn't respond to anything. Maybe you had clicked in there.
Maybe. I lost this orange is what I lost
You
at some
will
point.
lose that orange when you go do your save, but when you
Okay.
hit your space bar again, it will come back. So let's try
So,
that. You're on curtain speech. Now go click on your red and blue green down arrow, upper right.
yep. Oh. Oh, maybe. Okay. So then I'll call this
L2 BP curtain speech is what I would do.
to BP curtain speech.
And you
Okay.
got it. So now it added it. Now hit your space bar.
Okay.
And now you're going to the blue out, which again, I would call it L3 BP blue.
Okay. So then and then you click save. L3 BP blue.
Yeah.
And it's already okay. Sorry, my dogs are being loud.
So now you've got your first three cues.
Cues. Okay.
Um, at this point, I tend to escape out of my cue list.
Okay. Dogs. Sorry, they like to play.
Oh, and I hit the red button on the upper right, so I'm out of
Great.
here. And at this
Great.
point, I tend to save the show as my, wait, one more thing. Go back to
Okay.
functions. Yeah, get rid of him. You have to click out of the Barefoot in the Park, like click on template, and now click on Barefoot in the Park, and you'll see the cues you've added. Go
Oh,
select the first three cues and delete them.
and then delete them.
Yeah. And now you've got your show start. So go back to Virtual Console before you save. Wherever you are is what it saves at. So if you were in the queue list, actually like as if you were running the show with lights up and you
Uh-huh.
told it to save, it would save with lights up.
Yep, that makes sense.
If you, well, I hate it because like I'll save with lights up and then I'll leave because I can't stay for the night and they'll exit out without saving. And now when I come back in, all of those lights are up. And I
Oh,
have to go into the
back and
central
redo it.
desk and delete all of those lights out before I can resave without the lights.
Okay.
It's a frustration for me. So at this point, I would save the show, save as, not save, but save as,
One.
and give it your barefoot in the park name. And
Okay.
I would not put it in the downloads folder.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my desktop.
Yeah. It's the option when you're running through the cue list, say in rehearsal, and you want to make changes to the cue list. Instead of going to functions to the cue list, you can click on this second icon and live edit the cue list. You cannot change your fade in, fade out durations here, but you could say go select all of these cues and remove them. You could say you want your warm wash moved up a few steps. You then lose where you are, so I usually hit the space bar in the back so that it shows me where I am. Also, if you're making an edit to a cue and then you're saving that cue and you're saving it to your new show, it'll add that to the end of the list. So you can go to this icon, you can go to your new show, you can grab that scene and you can move it to the location that you want while you're still in the cue list. Again, then I have to hit the space bar to go and then back to get to the cue that I want to get to. I've noticed sometimes this will send you into a blackout, so I wouldn't do this during complicated scenes like fight scenes.
Great.
So you now have the start of a show. So
Great.
now, if you want to save more cues, you have to have the virtual console in operate mode. That is
Okay.
the green arrow in the upper right.
Okay.
Now you could, what I do is I would normally have a script in front of me and it'll be like, I want to stage left, I want to stage right, I want to center, I want to wash.
Yeah.
And I would just create them. So then while the show is running, I can then just tweak all of the cues.
Oh, how would I create like I'm used to having a board in front of me that I just go, okay, I'm pulling these sliders up and then I save.
Well,
Um,
yes. Um, are you, I tend to start with like I'm generally a stage right or I'm generally a stage left. So
okay.
you would go down to the bottom and you would click on, I don't know, say you want to start with just a warm wash of the whole stage. You can select warm wash. And then if you were in the space for your information, you could pull that slider down and it would make that warm wash bright. It would pull everything down.
Okay, so this is your grandmaster in general right here, but then this
I
is the
don't I
specific.
don't use the left one because if I use the left one, it won't
It's
save the
everything.
cue that way.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes
It's
sense.
more
So
like
this is
an
only for live.
emergency stage manager. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I haven't figured out how to do one for everything. I
I
can only,
think in general what she's wanting is like a warm wash, a blue wash, a warm wash, a blue wash.
okay.
Um, is
So
she says she wants just lights up, lights down, basically.
okay, so we
Um,
start with the warm wash. If you
okay.
go to your what did you call that? Vitals,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Sorry, I
can
pulled that up.
see that there's like a bunch of crap up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You can go to your 2D view. Yeah, see, it just shows that there's like a little bit of pink purples back there.
Yeah.
Because it won't show any of the other colors, unfortunately. So
Okay.
2D view is not real useful. You can go back to your DMX.
Yeah, the DMX makes sense. I mean, it's I can see part 13 has some red, some blue, some white, some amber.
Tons of amber because
Yeah.
trying to compensate.
Yeah.
So say, okay, so this is going to be your Q4. So go up and save it. Uh, red, blue arrow down thing, upper right.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So I say L4, BP, warm wash. Yeah?
Yep. And you used to have the check mark and barefoot in the park still, so
Yep.
it'll add it.
Okay.
And then you could switch to a evening wash. which is very
But do
bluish.
I need to escape out first to do that?
No, because you're not playing the cue list, you're using buttons.
Great.
So
So
I would
evening wash,
turn off
click
the,
out of warm wash.
yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I sometimes do, and I'm in the space, so I'm seeing what I'm looking at. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I know I want a lot of blue. So I'll go to the bottom of those options and I'll click on both cool stage right and cool stage left.
And
With
that
the,
would add more blue to the evening wash?
actually, if you use the ones that say blue, it would.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just cool
If I
stage left blue, cool stage left.
I see that, sorry.
So it'll, and then I might take off evening wash. I play around with it when I'm in the space because I can
So,
see what's happening. But so go ahead with evening wash,
okay.
and go save that as your five. We're just playing.
Yeah, yeah. 5 BP evening wash. Okay.
So now turn off evening wash at the bottom. Go into your cue list. This would be more like, oh, now we're in the space and we're in the cue list and it's running, sort of.
Yeah.
Like you did, you click it blue, but then you have to click somewhere else so it's not actually blue when you hit
Okay.
enter.
So now it's pulling that cue up.
Now it's pulling that cue up.
Great.
I would I'd get rid of the fixture monitor
Okay.
just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, I want to move my movers. Open up the movers thing by clicking on the left maximize. And these are all
Okay.
of your
So
movers
this is changing my pan and tilt,
and all of your colors.
intensity,
Right. So you'd be, and when
and
you're sitting in
color.
the space, you can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are my six movers. Um,
So it's these are your slider, your channel slides for the M1.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then M2 and M3, all six of them are there.
Okay. So I could then go, okay, well, I actually kind of want this to be, I could pull this down saying I want to pan it a little bit more. I want it to go more to the left or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you can say, I don't want M1, pull the dimmer all the way down.
This one?
Yeah. So now you could go and you could copy over the cue.
Okay. So this is
So,
how I would edit it if there's any particular thing I want to change in the basic evening wash. I would
right.
then, I did,
Go click on the,
get out of this
nope,
and I
nope, 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 nope. Leave all that open.
okay, hit
Click back
here.
on that. Yeah, click that check mark that you checked. Wait, wait, wait.
Oh,
Can't.
wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
This check mark.
yeah. Don't, that disables them. So leave the check
Okay.
mark on. The only time check mark is off is when stage manager is running and you don't
Running.
want it to accidentally.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're at this stage. So you go click on the save queue like you were about to. Click on the far right.
This?
Yep. It selects an
Select.
existing queue. Go find your
L
L5 BP evening wash. Okay.
and then
Take it out of barefoot in the park or it'll double it. And then say, okay. But you see, you have a little red X.
uh-huh.
If you leave that there, every queue you ever go to, that will be gone. So you can either click on it to get rid of it, or if you've made multiple changes on the page, you can hit Q. So go back and pull
Oh,
that
okay.
M1 down and pull your M3 down. Okay, I know.
Cool. I've got three of them
And,
down.
and
And
now
if I hit Q,
Q, they should all bounce back.
great. Great.
It will clear any view that you're looking at the time. So maybe you change movers, minimize your mover and go to pars.
Hmm.
The pars are weird because I have them separated by downstage over on the right
Okay.
and upstage and audience. So we don't have
Which
that many lights. The spots, last show I never used them. They're
yeah, you said
really,
they're very weak and
yeah, they're for a magical effect sort of thing.
cool.
Um, Go ahead and close this. I can't remember what
There's
else is on here. Yeah, light check would, you don't even care. Uh, So that is how you add lights. Um,
Okay. And then I'm just going to do this again. So I would go back to
so you're in
functions.
the, well, first go back to
Oh,
Virtual Console.
okay.
You're still in the queue list, so escape out
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and then click on
Crazy.
your red button.
And
This,
then go
you are
delete that queue and save it,
correct,
right? I would go
correct,
here, click here,
right?
delete,
Correct.
and then save.
I would go back to Virtual Console and save so
Oh,
that that's what it shows up when
shows
it's,
up when you
yeah. And I just, at that point, I do just save over, save over, save over.
save over. Okay.
Um,
That seems pretty simple because you do have a lot built here that you can then just easily edit from.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can, yeah, before you're even saving to your queue list, if you're in the space, you can pull those up.
Yep. And have something basic to start.
Correct.
So
And
as
then,
soon as she sends me that list of, okay, here's kind of what I'm looking for, stage left, stage, like I can have something here so that I can easily, quickly edit things.
right. And then she'll tell you when the intermission is so you can put
Yep.
your audience and you can put your blue out and then you can, go back in.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I would just again, I could just then add the queue.
you can go
So,
duplicate it under functions down at the bottom.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can always make a copy of that and paste it wherever you need it. Uh,
Well, right,
Up at the top, um, if you click on it,
this one.
and then you can copy with the, yeah, and then you can go click on the bottom one, and then you can click on paste,
Paste. That makes
and,
sense. And then I'd go back to Virtual Console,
and it shows up there.
save it.
The only thing that might happen, you might want to have the actual light number in there. So at that point, you might want to save it as a different queue or not. This is the first time I've even thought to put light numbers in.
Oh yeah.
So
So, but to do that, I'm in it, so I'd hit, no, I can't be there. I have to I
correct.
would get to it. So now I'm in that queue,
You would have to, yeah,
and
save
I
it,
would save it again and rename it and call
create
it
a new name,
intermission
create
lights.
a new name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if
Then
you
I would
leave
call it
L6,
intermission. Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, intermission is a good word.
Here. Okay. And then I would hit escape. I would hit this. I'd go back to functions here, and then I'd delete that.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
And then go back to Virtual
Right.
Console and save. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is a really, really helpful thing to get me started.
Yeah.